Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fun Fridays, an event that we have every Friday at 10 a.m. I'm Miss Kate. I'm a youth services librarian with the Jersey City Free Public Library, and we do this program with the Jersey City Public Schools Department of Special Education. So we work together to bring you Fun Fridays each week. This week, our story time is geared towards grades 6 to 8, and we have an activity afterwards as well, so stay tuned. And today we're going to be reading A Wolf Called Wander. And this is based on a true story. So I'll give a little bit of an introduction and then I'm going to read the first chapter. And if you think it's an interesting book, you can check it out from the library using the Libby app or Overdrive and your library card. So you can read it from your computer, from a tablet, or from your phone. So I'm going to start my screen, and also just a heads up that I have two dogs and sometimes they like to pop in, especially Lexi. We have Lexi and Kobo. But while I get the screen ready, I'm already in my comfortable fort, and I invite you to find a place that you feel comfortable. I have lots of pillows, I have my blanket, I have my stuffed animals, whatever you want to have while we read, just get nice and cozy. And I'm going to get the book ready. So I'll see you soon. So we have A Wolf Called Wander by Roseanne Perry. And I'm reading this on a tablet with the Libby app. So feel free to read along. A Wolf Called Wander by Roseanne Perry, illustrations by Monica Armino. Dedication to all who wander in search of a home. And these are with some wolf tracks. At the end of the book, they have a section about tracks that's pretty interesting. I might show it to you. So here we have the table of contents. Since I'm reading it on the tablet, I can just touch whichever chapter I want to go to. So I want to introduce the true story of Wander. Really, this wolf is named Journey. But I'll read more about it. So I'm just going to click on the real wolf behind the story that's towards the bottom of the contents, and it takes me right there. So here's a picture of OR7. OR7 was photographed by a trail camera in May 2014. All right. The real wolf behind the story. Oh, there's Lexi. Lexi, you can't come in right now because I have the light here. I had to bring a light into my fort so that you could see me. And Lexi wants to come, but the wire is in her way. Do you want to come? I'll put a pillow on it. Lexi might be joining us. The real wolf behind the story. This story is inspired by the life and travels of a real Oregon wolf called OR7. He was born into the Amnaha Pack in the Wallowa Mountains in northeastern Oregon. Biologists fitted OR7 with a radio collar. This allowed them to track his movement, to help protect livestock, and to learn more about how wolves behave. And this is Oregon is home to many black wolves, and OR7's mate has a black coat like this one. So we'll read about how he went and he found a mate. Oh, Lexi's trying to get in on the other side again. Lexi, stop. You're going to make my fort fall down. Does anyone else have an animal at home that tries to jump on their forts? I can hear her. She's right. Okay. She might be joining us from the other side of the fort. Okay. I'll continue reading. In September 2011, when, oh, now she's climbing behind me. Sorry. Sorry that the roof is falling. Lexi, you're going to break my fort. In September 2011, when OR7 was about 2 years old, he left his home and traveled more than 1,000 miles through eastern and southern Oregon and into northern California. Although he passed through cattle and sheep ranching territory along the way, he didn't kill any livestock. OR7 ended his journey in the Siskiyou National Forest region of the Cascade Range, a habitat similar to the area to the one he grew up in, a region rich in deer and elk. Lexi, stop. Okay, there's a window on the other side, so I think she wants to look out the window. Sorry, the fort's getting, well, it's even cozier now. A region rich in deer and elk. There he found a mate where no other wolf had been seen for nearly 70 years. In 2014, the pair had at least 3 pups who survived their first winter. And in the summer of 2015, when the pair had a second litter of pups, they were named the Rogue Pack because they lived in the Rogue River watershed. OR7 was given the name Journey in a naming contest involving school children around the world. As of this writing, Journey is about 10 years old, a brilliant accomplishment for a wild wolf. Most don't live half as long. He and his mate had a 5th litter of pups in the spring of 2018. And here are some pups emerging from their den. And some wild wolves captured on camera in Oregon. And researchers fit radio collars to wolves to track them in the wild. So this is what happens to Journey, or in the story, Wander. I don't think we'll get that far. We'll see, because I'm just reading the first chapter. And then here's his journey. So you can see he started in the top of Oregon and went all the way down into California. And then it looks like he ended up back in the southern area of Oregon, because remember, they're the Rogue Pack, and here we see the Rogue River. So I'm guessing that's the area. And yeah, Siskiyou National Forest. Very interesting. And then you can continue reading about wolves and the wolf tracks. I wanted to show you this picture of a wolf track. Look how big it is. I had no idea wolves had paws that were that big. Try to get cozier. So you can see the inches, and they're bigger than this person's hand. And a close-up of their wolf track. So, you know, most of the people watching this live in New Jersey, so we don't have wolves like this, I don't think. And then a little baby wolf. Ooh. And then, as I said, you can read lots more about wolves if you continue, but I'm going to go back to the beginning of the story. Okay, and now we're back to the contents. So as I said, I'm just going to read the first chapter with you. And if you like it, then feel free to use your library card and the Libby app or the Overdrive app so that you can read this using your device, or you can check out the physical book from the library. If you go to jclibrary.org, you can order it through the website, or you can call your local branch and ask them to have it ready, and then you can pick it up from your local branch. Okay, let's get started. Pack. I began in darkness, and my nose tells me everything I know. I have a brother, Sharp, bigger than me and all growl. I have sisters, Pounce, who loves to wrestle, and Wag, who talks with her tail. And best of all, my brother Warm, who likes to curl up under my chin, the only pup smaller than me. I knows each one of them, and the damp dirt above and the dry grass below. I circle the den while the others drowse. I take test runs up the tunnel. They call me Swift because I was the first to stand up and walk. Wherever my legs take me, I always circle back to the empty hollow spot in the center of the den that smells like home, like the thing I can never smell enough. And then she comes in out of the wind, and the best of all smells, Mother. She turns around once, nose touching each of us in turn, and then lies down in her hollow. Sharp, Pounce, and Wag dive for her belly to drink. I could have been first, but Mother's fur is full of smells. From her hip to her shoulder to her warm, growly breath, she holds smells with no name. Smells that make me want to push beyond the place at the mouth of the tunnel where Mother has said, "Do not pass," and put my nose where the light comes from. I'm late for lunch. Warm creeps toward the last drinking spot. I lunge for it, and then drinking fast and strong, drinking gulps and dribbles and gasps. Mother sings to us as we drink about the wide world beyond our den and the story of our life in the mountains. I take in her song like air, like milk. Pack, mountains, elk, stars, wind, rain, howl, hunt, mountains, pack. As always, Warm squirms under me in his low to the ground way. He whimpers and pushes his head under my chin. Pop! My drinking spot is gone. Belly half full, I move on. I do not even try Sharp. He is big, and there is a bite behind all that loudmouth yowling. I nudge Pounce, but she steps on my head. Wag gives up her drinking spot when I push her away. Wag pushes Pounce, who pushes Sharp, and then he turns to Warm, teeth bared, and growls the one word we all know. Mine! Warm creeps away and curls up in the back of the den alone. One by one, we slide full-bellied into dreams. Before I do, I catch a sweet smell that gives me no peace. I yawn. Lift my nose and yes, there is more milk and I can claim it. More. And if I drink it, I will grow to be even bigger than Sharp. I find just one swallow in every drinking spot. And now I know one thing my brothers and sisters do not. Hind milk is the sweetest of all. I lick the last drops from my chin and curl my body around Warm so they will not step on him in the dark. Tell me again, I say to Mother. I point my nose to the tunnel. When can I go outside? So there's a picture of what that scene must have looked like. It's wild and hungry out there on the home grounds, Mother said. And you are tender and tasty, my wolfling, my own. Wait until you are bigger. She sighs at the soft pool of light that has spilled through the do not pass onto the den floor. Wait until you have a fighting chance. I stretch my nose toward the light and stifle the yawn that comes with the stretch. I don't want to wait. My sisters and brothers breathe the slow, deep breaths of sleep. My head bobs, but I fight. Tell me more. The pack belongs to the mountains, and the mountains belong to the pack, she begins, and the wolf's star shines on us all. I listen, but the long and winding slide into dreams carries me away. And so I sleep and wake and eat and sleep until the time comes when I wake and Mother is gone. A cool white glow shines in from the do not pass. I check on all 5 smells of us and the dirt and the dry grass and the echo of Mother's smell in her hollow. Everything is here. Everything is right. Except my empty belly. I feel the sway of it side to side as I pace the den floor. There's less room now. No new smells to smell. Only longer bodies to trip over, and Sharp is still the biggest of us all. Mother has never left us so long. Warm whimpers and rubs his head along my shoulder. The pack belongs to the mountains. The mountains belong to the pack, Wag says. And the wolf star shines on us all, Warm chimes in. Sharp pretends not to care that Mother is gone, but he puts his teeth on Pounce, just in case she might taste good. She wrestle stomps him to the ground. I take my nose to the do not pass to learn what a pup can know. Warm shivers at the dare I'm taking. I don't dare. I am only a paw length over the line. 2 paws over. 3 paws over the line, and I can smell new things. The dark den of the sky has a soft white circle that glows. Smaller white sparks flicker all around it. So many of them. More than tails, more than paws, more even than claws, paws, and tails together. I cannot stop watching them. The cool air carries news of faraway things I have only heard about in stories. Pine, mouse, owl, fir, huckleberry, water. There is more in the air than I can name. I inch forward against Worm's nudge of warning. Do not pass! Crouch, freeze! It is a new wolf. Sniff, freeze! It's not Mother's smell. Sniff, wag, freeze! I've smelled him on Mother's fur. He's kin. I creep forward. Do not pass! Worm is long gone to the back of the den, but I can't keep the wag out of my tail. It thwops on the den roof and rains down dirt. Hush! Nose to the ground. I do not mean to bow down. His voice pulls me down. Listen, he says, not so harsh this time. My ears turn. The wind brings sound along with smell. Whoosh, creak, pop from the wind in the trees nearby. Hoot and scurry from farther off. And then howl. Howl! My fur goes up all over. It is a sound from my dreams. I feel an answering howl deep inside, but not so deep that the pup watcher can't see it about to come out. Hush, he says. Hush. I swallow my howl and sit on my wag. I wait, hunger forgotten, in the wash of new sounds. The pup watcher waits too. He paces slowly, a gray shape in the circle of trees. I hear water running far away, buzz and chirp chirp from nearby. The heartbeat sound of running feet from medium far, and then nearer, and nearer still. And now I can smell them, Mother and our kin. Sharp, wag, and pounce are all at my heels now. They crowd in beside me, stepping over Worm and making hungry whimpers. And then Mother comes over the ridge, running with the pack all around her. Mother! She's silver gray and tall with black ears and a black tail tip. Her kin rubs shoulders with her. They bow their heads and sing her name. I can smell her sweet, wild milk wind smell. Come, she says. I'm all wag. Outside? I want to be sure. Come, she says. Come out. I spring up, but Sharp shoulders past me, and Pounce steps on my hind end. I roll her off, and we burst out of the den together, raining dirt on Wag and Worm behind us. I am out. Out! The bigness of it, this new den with the black roof no jump could reach. I jump anyway, just to try. Wind runs through my fur. My kin knows me from head to tail. I breathe in each one of them. Golden furred, Song, the hunter, and pup watcher, Growl, who walks slowly and with a limp. I cannot stop the wag. I lick the ground of our gathering place. Salt, iron, ash. Home. Father stands above the rest, gray face, black ears, and tall, tall, tall. His scent mark is on the doorway of our den. His is the howl the pack follows. I know I should not go to him and share smells, but he is silent and tall. Oh, I know I should go to him and share smells, but he is silent and tall. Sharp beats me to it. He brushes past. He's a head taller than me, and he looks down on me just to show that he can. His tail is up as always, but it goes down when he gets close to Father. He ducks his head and slows to a creep. Father gives him 2 sniffs and a growl and nudges him away. Sharp turns to the rest of us, teeth snapping, a growl in his throat, warning us that he is the one to smell share with Father, not us. Worm cries a little. Wag says nothing, but the hopeful lift of her tail droops. Pounce takes the bait and wrestles Sharp to the ground, losing twice before she pins him. I slip by them all and go to meet my father, tall-tailed and nose up. But as I get close, my tail drops like a stone. I almost turn back to bring Worm along for courage, but some things a pup has to do on his own. Up close, Father is not just gray and black, but golden on the chest and silvered over the shoulders. Dark red runs around his mouth. Son, he growls to me, mine. I sit on my wag, but it will not hold still. I breathe in the smell of him, deeper and longer, until his scent holds a spot in my memory right next to mother. I will do anything for him. I jump spin, hoping he will like it. I yip wag. Father, mine! I cannot stop smelling the red on him. It makes me hungry like the smell of mother's milk. But this is a new smell, a richer smell. I can't resist it. I nose his chin. I lick his face. He leans towards me and opens his mouth wide. A great red and runny lump comes out of his mouth. It steams. It is nothing I've ever smelled before, but Father gave it to me. Sniff, sniff. The more I smell it, the more I like it. I push my nose into the pile and rub it into my fur. Mother calls the other pups and lowers her mouth to their licking. She pushes another red lump of something out of her mouth. She nudges Wag and Pounce to try it. Aunt Song does the same for Sharp and Warm. I turn back to Father's gift. Lick, lick, lick. It tastes smooth and rich, not so sweet as milk, but tail wagging good all the same. Nibble, nibble. The lumps are thick and gooey. Bite, bite, gobble, 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 gulp. Ah. The rest of the pups join in, hind ends all a wag. I eat until I am dizzy full and curl up in Father's shadow as sleep stalks me. Father noses me into place at his feet. Elk, he says, life of the pack. Watch. And so this is the next chapter. I hope that you liked it so far. This is a book that I really enjoyed, and that's why I'm sharing it with you today. As I said, you can check it out through the website, or you can use your library card and the app Libby or Overdrive to read the virtual book like I did. And here I can show you. Oop, I just returned it, but that's okay. Or I can go to my shelf. So this is the Libby app. And if you click on library, then you can search other books that you might want to read. I'm going to turn off the screen share. You can hear Lexi in the background. I think after listening to a story about wolves, she's feeling a little bit like a wolf too and wants to grr and play. But anyways, stay tuned because now we have an activity for you to do. And I hope that you will check out this story. This story is called A Wolf Called Wander by Roseanne Perry. And we'll see you next week when we have another special guest. So make sure you're ready. And we hope Lexi wanted to say bye too. We hope that you have a fun Friday. See you later.